Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. As you might know, Asimo has just uploaded the new update for Jailbreak, but before we get into it, please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoy the video. It helps me out a ton and is completely free. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So here we are arriving at the prison. So this is where you're going to be able to find the prison bus. Right around here. The bus costs around 150 grand, and as you can see it has quite a lot of seats. It looks just like the one in the picture on Asimo's Twitter, and so let's buy it. Okay, this is engine level 1. It's going quite fast. As you can see, the license plate busing, another joke by Asimo. So yeah, the bus's stats around 100 miles per hour, a bit more than that maybe. Bear in mind this is the stock level 1 engine, so it's definitely going to improve when we add the level 5 engine to it. Okay. Also, I know you can't hear it right now. The Asimo's also added wave and seagull noises to the game. It's a very small detail, but it's very effective in my opinion. So yeah, it maxes out around 106, 107 miles an hour. Okay, now let's use level 5 engine. Okay, so this is the bus with engine level 5. Let's see how fast it goes. Okay, the acceleration's definitely much better. It's hitting 136. Oh, we just hit 140. Okay, yeah, go a bit higher than 140, maybe around 150 miles per hour. Around that, I think, is the top speed for the prison bus. Yeah, just above that actually. Of course, this is a bus. Just pit moving these guys. Of course, this is just a bus. This isn't, of course, like a Lamborghini or a Challenger, so it's really not gonna be that quick. So in my opinion, I think this is quite good stats for a bus. It's not great, but it's supposed to fit as many people as possible rather than for raw speed. So this vehicle actually has a very unique feature which I don't think is on any other vehicle except this one. Apart from having its doors open when you jump out, as you can see right here, they're opening, and when you go in they close, and as you see they open again and they close again. It also has this feature, as you can see there's this button G here with an exclamation mark, but when you press it the doors actually open by themselves without you having to jump out, and if you press it again they close, which is a really cool feature and a unique feature to this single vehicle, I think. And it's gonna be cool if you want to roleplay in this vehicle anytime, and it's a very fun and exciting feature that Asimo decided to add into this game, which I completely support and I thoroughly enjoy. So here's the big question about this: should you get this vehicle? Well, if I were a new player who was starting in Jailbreak and wanted to get the most out of my money, I would definitely not buy this car. I would either save up for the Stallion, which is 200k, or buy the Shell Mark 5, which is 92k. Both are much better options for speed and stats than this one, which is 150 grand and performs quite poorly compared to them. So why would I buy this vehicle? Well, if I had a bunch of other players who wanted to play with me, I would buy this because it has the highest seating capacity out of any other vehicle in this game, which is why it's a great option for grinding in groups, but not a great option for raw speed and stats. Talking about stats, I haven't measured how fast it can go in reverse, so let's do that now. So as we can see, it takes a tiny bit of time to get to its max speed, but once we get there it's around 73-ish, which is comparable to vehicles like the Lamborghini, and if I'm not mistaken, maybe even the Airtail, but I think the Airtail is a bit faster than this in terms of reverse speed. So definitely not one of the worst vehicles, definitely one of the better vehicles, and it's quite a lot better in terms of reverse speed than I expected. So what are my overall thoughts on this vehicle? As I've said before, don't buy it if you're new. I think the design's quite accurate, though it's not too outstanding compared to other vehicles such as the Javelin or the Macaron, but they definitely have their commendations. So yeah, I think they could have made it more smooth, I suppose, but overall I think it's quite an accurate depiction of a prison bus, and I quite enjoy Asimo's attempt at making one into Jailbreak. I think it will become irrelevant within a week or two at the most, because it's really not that great of a vehicle, and chances are you're not going to be grinding with more than four or five people. So if you've got the Goliath or the army helicopter, you will not have any use for this prison bus. So those are my overall thoughts on it. So the next feature for this update is actually Asimo changing the design of the trading cards in the trade island. So I'll meet you when we get to the trade island. So here we are in the trade island right now. As you can see, the trade cards look a lot different from what they used to look like. So now it tells you how many times it's been traded this month. Bear in mind, it's not this specific vehicle, it's how many times this vehicle in general has been traded per month, like how many, for this case, how many Brulees have been traded this month, which is 56,766, and a monthly unique, I think it means the demand. So now it no longer tells you how many times this specific vehicle has been traded, which is annoying if you want to spot dupes, but I suppose they now technically no longer exist, which means people with duped vehicles can now trade their vehicles for full price without having to worry about people saying it's duped, which can be annoying for most normal people, but it is what it is, I'm afraid. So this isn't actually my inventory. I would rather not reveal it right now. Of course, there's this person. So the Poseidon has been traded 4,327 times this month, and its demand isn't too high with 1,222. If anyone knows what this specific number means, make sure to tell me in the comments. I'm really interested to find out what this means, because there's obviously not this many vehicles inside of Jailbreak. So if anyone knows, please tell me in the comments. Let's move on to the next feature. So this next feature is the heat-seeking rockets for the rocket launcher. They have been updated by CMO to have similar properties to the missiles that the jet fires. So let's head to the gun store and get them. Not sure what's going on with my vehicle here. Let's just not worry about this criminal. Let's just quit this. I think I've already bought 4. Yes, criminals. As you can see, there's a red octagon appearing above the helicopter, and of course we can fire like that. And as you can see, we just shot down this criminal. But it's not 100% accurate, so you will at times miss. So, oops, we just killed him, I think. But you will at times miss with the rockets, so keep that in mind. It's not 100% accurate. It's not as accurate as the jet missile, but it is quite easy to aim and hit targets, especially with slower aerial vehicles such as the default heli or the larger vehicles such as the army heli, which should be much easier to hit than things like the escape bot or the little bird, which have smaller hitboxes and are quite a bit faster than the other aerial vehicles such as the default heli. So let's move on to the next update. So with this update, they added many new textures and rims and spoilers. Sorry, they didn't add any textures, sorry. So first of all is the rims. There's the space R rims. They're kind of like a star shaped. Not sure how they're got anything to do with space or R. Then there's the VFX, which kind of looks like the EXP1 rims. They've got the same wiry texture to them. Then there's the RX1, which is quite cool for a rim, I suppose, but it's quite generic in my opinion. There's nothing special about it, there's nothing amazing about it, it's just an average rim. Then there's the Vecchio rims, which look like the ship wheel rim, but on a much smaller scale. I'm sorry, let me just change the rim color quickly. Nope. Let's just change it to this hot orange. Yeah, so now it's much easier to see the rim. As you can see, they're quite detailed. I quite like their design. So next is the unified rim. It says Race for Unity on the side, and it kind of looks like the MCL 36 rims, if I'm not mistaken, and they look quite cool for a rim. They're definitely racing rims, obviously. Race for Unity, that's definitely a racing thing. So next is the spoilers. This spoiler's quite cool. It says don't run away on this side and you won't catch me on this side. So if you're chasing someone as a cop, when they turn back they're gonna see don't run away when you're getting chased. And as a cop, if you're getting chased by a cop, the cop will see you won't catch me, which is quite cool, as they work when you're getting chased or you're not getting chased, or you're chasing someone, sorry. So next one is 100 grand, which is quite expensive for a wing, and is a exclamation mark and a question mark followed by 2 rockets seemingly about to hit your car. It looks quite cartoonish in my opinion, since the rockets aren't moving, so they will never actually collide, so it just kind of works as an animated spoiler. In my opinion, they're unique but not in a good way. I don't think this works as a spoiler design. It just doesn't feel right to have 2 rockets not moving at all unless your car is moving. So next one is the dragster. Someone kindly pointed out in the comments saying that this end bit is for the parachute. When the drag racer stops, this parachute is there to stop it, to open up and slow the car down. So the top bit here is also very well designed. It's simple, it gets to the point, it's not overcomplicated in any way. So I really like it like this. Next one is the Sutek spoiler. Let me just change the color so it's easier to see. So it says J/B Racing, which is obviously going to be Jailbreak Racing. And it's quite cool. It's a bit tall in my opinion for the concept, but I suppose it works well with other cars. So this definitely looks quite cool in my opinion. It looks smooth, it looks like a real spoiler in a real race, and I think that's all the garage items for this update. So if you're interested, there is also a new casino code. It is called July 2023, and if we click redeem, it will give us 10,000 cash. So if you're interested in money, I would definitely recommend doing this while the code is still here. As you can see, we just got 10,000 cash, which is quite a lot of money if you're just starting out, and is still helpful even if you're already rich. So that's the code for this update. So that's it for the video guys, that's all for the update this time. So thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. As I've said before, it's completely free and it helps me out a ton. So thank you guys for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Peace.